Right? Yeah. So AI. So yeah. Welcome to my session on Tech Calendar. So my contribution that I'm doing is harnessing simulation and evaluation in Azure AI Studio. So who am I? So I'm currently a senior platform engineer working for Canus, and I'm a VP in Azure. I'm a blogger, speaker, enjoyed helping the community, giving back to the community as well. So enjoy learning about cloud, especially on Microsoft Azure. I'm a passionate about community-wise, helping others to learn back from each other. And I'm some of organizer between. I'm an organizer with 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 Azure, Microsoft Azure Community User Group, because I'm an organizer with that, as well podcast. So Microsoft Community Insights podcast, where we invite guests to share their Microsoft knowledge and to help people learn. And I'm also a blogger, and you can find me on social media there as well. So big round of it's on the base say big thank you for the organizing in Festive Tech Calendar, like Gregor and Richard for booking this community event, making this community event happen. So yeah, so it's a lot of speakers. It's like 110 when I checked it. So it's very amazing to be part of this community. So in this in this session, I'm going to talk about evaluation of generative AI, transparency of safety, and how you can actually and the pre-production workflow that you need to be concerned about before you go to production, the workflow that you need to analyze, some of the key metrics, and the demo. So the first thing is that to evaluate generative AI application, there's two main points. You can evaluate it using the new AI Foundry applications or AI Foundry or OpenAI SDK. Two methods. So I I got this somewhere in Microsoft documentation is quite good. So I'd like to show it to you. So you keep when you're using Playground, whether you're using one path, when you're using the Playground, you can evaluate it against a manual evaluation or automatic evaluation. If you choose to do manual evaluation, you 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 can actually it will just provide um data sets that you need to require. So you need data set to evaluate your application as well. And you can evaluate against prompt flows as well. So flows that you created. And once you evaluated, you have a tab, so evaluation the GUI tab, so where you should go back to and review the results, whether it meet the needs, what you required. And on the right-hand side of the diagram is production data. So before you reach the production data, you can either evaluate it against add additional features like AI content safety, add some monitoring features as well. So integrate it with Azure Monitor, so you can evaluate you can see how well your AI application is performing as well. As well, you can check the token statistics, whether you have limited token and have more token left in your OpenAI. So this slide is about transparency in data. It's it's a part of the best practice of AI principle in Microsoft. So transparency is how well you be able to understand and apprehend the model capacity and limitation, and then see whether it could be the potential bias against some information, the model itself, and then the safety wise is that safety is a concern. So Azure Foundry includes a list of safety evaluation that you could use to evaluate the safety aspect of your module. So this could be including evaluating against hateful contents, sexual contents, whether it's a violent content, whether on your application or any self-harm related content or jailbreak. So pre-production workflows. So I just want to talk a bit about the production workflows. So before these are workflows that Microsoft recommend you to to evaluate against your modules before it goes to productions. So it has 6 steps. So you need step 1, you evaluate it against your target. You give it a data set required as well, and then point. And once you complete the step 1 and evaluate against target, you prepare the data, you identify evaluators, so certain risks, or you use the safety aspect of the evaluation using content safety and run the evaluations. You analyze the data, make revisions. So this could be evaluated against the behavior, the test data, and then you just compare against it. So key metrics of evaluating is that some of the key, when evaluating AI application, these are some of the metrics that you can evaluate against. You can evaluate against the accuracy, how well the output is, the precision, whether it's positive impact against your data, and recall itself, so the proportion of the predicted instance, as well as the F1 score, so the balance between precision and recall. So I'm going to show you a demo on how you can actually evaluate your applications. So if you so one sec. So I'm on the AI Foundry playground, and it would just be to get started with it. All you need to create a module. For example, my module could be 5.4. I've already set one up already, so you can see I've set some 5.4 module and GPT-4, and the evaluation is basically based on this. So I'll show you what it is. So it's an evaluation tab, as well as safety. You know, when I mentioned that you can control the content safety, the measures, and of the application as well. So the evaluation is what I'm going to show you a demo on. So I've created one before. It's called this one, custom quiet night evaluation. So I ran it based on the data itself. So I create new evaluation. It's easier, and I create it against my data set previously. So I've just created one already. And so my data set is here. So you see it's based on some question called in FestiveTechCalendar, right? So it's some questions, some answers, and it's linked to the workspace against the data set. And let me just go back. Sorry, evaluations. Okay, so sometimes when you run this evaluation, it takes a while. So like 5 minutes, and then it would evaluate against some key metrics. So I've chosen to evaluate it against AI qualities. So coherence, frequency, ground net, evaluations, similarities, and based on the data set I've given it, you can see some results, whether it's it's a 1, it's a 3, how relevant it is, what's the contents of it. So, and this is completed. So the next option that you can use to create evaluation is you can create it against the prompt flow options. So one sec. So when I mentioned there's another way you can create against this prompt flows. So yeah, you have to create one. So I've created this one. Yeah, custom pie evaluation. And it's based on the prompt data in the prompt flows that I've created. It's using the same data, but I've created one on created a chat flows already, and then it will evaluate the chat flows. So as well, you can evaluate it. There's other ways that you can do. Do you know when I mentioned that you can use the Azure Foundry SDK? You can use that as well, and then you can evaluate it using SDK itself as well. So OpenAI SDK. So there's different ways that you can evaluate your applications, your OpenAI. So let me just go back to this. So you can either, once you run the evaluation, you can either export the results into, and then you can have a CSV files, and you can compare it with your test data to see whether your your AI application meet the needs of it. You can also, so the one that showed you is created use automated evaluation that created using the module when it evaluated against this one, and this one's using the prompt flows. So you can also evaluate it using manually. So the manual is just basically the manual tab, and you just need to add your data where your source is going to be the data itself, whether it's AI search or files as well, or any of those. And then you can either put some inputs, put some expected response and output, and then you just run it. So I've only chosen to the automated one, but I just wanted to show you that there's another way to the manual one as well. So the evaluator library, you this would just be some of a list of headings that's no list of evaluator that a list of assets that you can use to evaluate against that's been recommended by Microsoft. So whether it's F1 score, like I mentioned, self-harm, so you can evaluate against these. So there's different ways that you do it. So it's worth to have a look at these ways as well. So let me just share my screen again. Apologies. Yeah, so further readings is that let me swap my display. Sorry. Yeah, so you can either learn more about it using Microsoft Learn, the Gen AI one, or you can use the Learn Evaluate AI application for Microsoft Learn, or the tab. This is the link towards the SDK that I just showed you. So yeah, so this is about end of my session. So it's just a quick overview of evaluation and how it's very useful into able to evaluate the governance or OpenAI applications. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.